Welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something that could genuinely change everything for you: habits of character. And look, this isn't about talent. It's about habits you can start building starting right now.
What if success isn't really about talent? Not about how smart you are, or how lucky you are, or even what school you go to? What if the key to becoming the best version of yourself is something much smaller? Something you can start building today. This one's for you. If you've ever felt stuck, you're studying for hours, but your results just aren't changing, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down why that happens, and more importantly, how to fix it. Okay, let's dive into part 1. Why do these habits even matter? And this isn't just going to be a motivational speech, all right? We're going to look at the hard evidence. That's right. This is about what global research actually shows us. We're not talking about opinions or feelings here. We're talking about verifiable data from some of the biggest studies in the world. Let's start with this number, 31.5 points higher. What does that even mean? Well, it's the performance gap between students who have one specific character habit and those who don't. And that is a huge difference.
And here's where that number comes from. The PISA study, an international assessment that looked at 600,000 students in 78 countries, found that students who believed their abilities could be developed, what we call a growth mindset, scored an average of 31.5 points higher. The data is just crystal clear.
And you know what? This isn't just about test scores. The World Economic Forum asked top companies what skills they need the most. And just look at this list. Resilience, curiosity, self-awareness. These aren't school subjects, right? These are habits of character. This is what the world is looking for after you graduate.
So we know these habits are absolutely crucial. But how do you actually build them? Let's look at the science, because it turns out most of us have been getting this wrong.
You've probably heard that it takes 21 days to form a habit. Well, that's a myth. Actual research from University College London shows the average is 66 days. So if you've tried for 21 days and it didn't stick, you didn't fail. You just didn't have the right timeline. What's really interesting is how that 66-day journey breaks down. The first 2 weeks, yeah, it's going to feel hard. That's totally normal. But then from week 3 to week 6, it starts getting easier. And by week 7, the habit starts to become automatic. You actually feel weird if you don't do it.
So, the most crucial point is right here. It's not about intensity. It's not about studying for 8 hours one day and then taking a week off. The key is consistency. Small actions repeated every single day. That's where the real transformation happens.
Okay, so the theory is clear. But where do you actually start? Let's focus on 3 powerful habits you can begin building right now.
The first one, the one we just talked about, consistency. This is the foundation of everything else. This isn't about being heroic. It's about the simple decision to just do it, even for just a few minutes every day. So, what does this look like for learning English? It's simple. Read 1 paragraph, write 3 sentences. That's it. It might only take you 15 minutes, but doing that every day is so much more powerful than cramming for 3 hours once a week.
Habit number 2 is having a growth mindset. This is the core belief that you're not just bad at English, you just haven't mastered it yet. Adding that one little word changes everything. It transforms a dead end into a journey. In practice, this means you treat every mistake like data. When your teacher corrects you, don't feel ashamed. They're just giving you information. Write that correction down. That's not a failure. It's your next lesson plan, designed just for you. And finally, self-discipline. But maybe not in the way you think. The most disciplined people don't just fight temptation all day long. That's exhausting. Instead, they're smart about it. They design their environment so that temptation almost never shows up in the first place. Here's the most powerful way to do this. When it's time to study, your phone goes in another room. I'm serious. Not on silent, not face down. In another room. You can't beat a billion-dollar attention-grabbing machine with willpower alone. You have to change the environment. So, what is your first step? How do you put all this together and start today? Let's make it incredibly simple. This is your daily minimum, a habit stack you can knock out in just 20 minutes. 5 minutes of reading, 10 minutes of writing, and 5 minutes to review your mistakes. That's it. Anybody can find 20 minutes. This is your starting point. And here's the big takeaway. Learning English and building your character are not 2 different things. They're built through the exact same process. Small choices made consistently over time. So in the end, it all comes back to this. The question isn't whether you can do this,
You absolutely can. The only question that matters is, will you choose to start today? The person you want to become is waiting for you. Good luck building yourself.